Hey people, I had a beautiful, beautiful last day of the master class today with Madeline. And something that came through, it was in a way, it's something I've talked about before, but it's kind of unpacking itself and becoming even more clear to me, because I was watching Madeline work with another student, and she's done the same kind of work with me, but she's working with another student, and she was talking about sitting like a queen or sitting like a king and feeling our integrity, our bodily integrity as we play. And there's this, and this is kind of what I noticed when she said this to me the first time, but it's like it's becoming more clear in layers, because what I instantly saw was that all of the ways in which if I'm working on a passage of fast playing, if I'm trying to do something that requires technical precision, technical speed, there's a way in which I don't believe that I can play that fast. It's like I don't trust that I can actually execute the music at the speed or the level of brilliance or the level of precision or clarity that I want to deliver it at. And so I start to physically compromise. I start to physically shift to try to do the thing. And those precise changes in my physicality are the impediment to doing the thing cleanly. And that feels like such a lesson for life, because it's like this way in which it starts with not thinking that we're worthy, not thinking that we're capable, not thinking that we're enough. And then as a result of that belief, we make adjustments to our behavior and our conduct and our what we actually do, how we engage. And those are the things that create the outcome that we're afraid we're going to get because we don't think we're worthy. But it's this bizarre thing where claiming that power is so easy. It doesn't mean on piano that you don't have to practice doing it that way. It just means there's a like, I noticed all these little kinks. I was playing a passage up here. I'm noticing all these little things, like this wrist is all over the place. It's kinking low. It's kinking off to the side. And she was like, well, these two bones, this sort of ulnar, radial ulnar structure should be perfectly aligned with the middle finger, because that's where we're free. You start doing this or twisting, and it goes out of alignment, and all of a sudden there's tension in the hand, and you can't play as fast. So the only thing to prioritize if you really want to play fast and clean is that, making sure we never drop that. It's like all of a sudden, this ease comes in. I can feel the keys. I can feel the notes. Physically, I'm in touch. I'm physically at ease. I'm not stressed. It doesn't feel like there's a million little stress points in the system. And again, I just feel like in terms of like life, that feels like such a lesson, because how often do we start to compromise or start to adjust what we want, what we think we can have, how we think we can get what we need, in a way that undermines receiving what we actually want. And on some level, a deep desire like that is something that we know it's meant to be ours. We know this is an abundant universe. We know that we're here to receive that thing. It's not, assuming that we're not like some weird greedy materialist, trying to like take stuff that's not ours. I mean, this doesn't apply to that situation. This is about when we're in this place of like deeply striving for something and working on our own capacity to be worthy of it and to receive it, to create abundance and flow in the world, to give. How often in that context do we still kind of like close down. And, for me, it was such a clear thing. And the cool thing about piano is, there's also this way in which as soon as we stop doing that, if I just breathe into my body, I allow my spine I sit like a king. Emotion comes online. Because all those habits that we have that compromise our integrity contain emotion. They may have been provoked by emotion. They may be the result of emotion. They may be the cause of emotion. But as soon as we undo them, that emotion that was being held by the compromised, tightened position, it comes back, and I feel it now. And so that letting go, that physical letting go. In the case of piano, a lot of this is talking about kind of a physical relationship to the instrument, and having that physical relationship create a change. Of course, so it's almost like we've subconsciously compromised. So we subconsciously kind of like have our things that like my body locks up, and when my body locks up, my body feels safe because I've locked those emotions down. I open them up. All of a sudden, stuff can flow. It's like those emotions that were trapped in the subconscious pop back up to the surface of the conscious because nothing's holding them down. Nothing's collapsing around them. And so it's going to be a real job for me to allow that level of comfort in my body. And I think, where that takes me is just to a place where I also want to look out for that model, that as a metaphor, that as a pattern in my life in other ways. Where do I hold? Where do I really know where my integrity is, but instantly give it up, even before I notice? Can I notice? Can I start to notice when that happens? Can I start to not need to do that? Can I start to just feel the emotion that's there instead of clamp it down so I can feel safe but limited? It's definitely an amazing experience to work with Madeline, and I think this is definitely changed my life and will continue to change my life. So, very grateful. Thanks for watching, people. I appreciate you. As always, love you so much. Much appreciation for receiving this from me, for watching, for caring. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.